It's Thursday, November 12th, 2015. Welcome to your daily Forex trading strategy session. Let's get it on. Right, good morning everybody. Welcome to Forex.Today. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. You may lose all the money in your trading account. However, your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results, so always stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Hey, my name is Wayne. How are you? I'm a currency trader. I've been trading currencies live in front of people for over 10 years. It's approximately London lunch, a couple hours before the New York stock market open. We do these strategy sessions as a community. You are the boss. I am a humble currency trader. I'm willing to share my thoughts, technically and fundamentally, about the foreign exchange market. I'm with TradersWay. We're an ECN. Gives traders access to the Forex market, but also energies, metals, indices, and everything else that you need to trade. Thank you for being on my team. You keep me sharp, you keep me focused, and I appreciate it. If you'd like to attend these events live, just come to Forex.Today, register. When you click on webinars, you can attend. It's just that easy. Archives are available on the right, and at least a dozen times, usually a little bit more, you get trading ideas posted by our analyst team. They're real people, they're not robots. Please leave some feedback, maybe a comment, maybe share your thoughts on a trading idea that they post. I think it'd be good for you, and I think it'd be good for the community. And I hope you guys are leveraging the community chat. Are you using that to talk to each other? Yeah. Sebastian's like, yeah, it's good. Cool. All right, let's talk about pips, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Bank of Korea leaves their interest rates unchanged at 1.5%. Good job, Korea. How about that Aussie jobs report, huh? Holy smokes. They were expecting 15. And they got almost 60. Wow. Good job, Australia. 1, 2, you rock. Amazing, huh? Unemployment rate broke below 6%. Lowest level since November 2013. Cool. Very good. Very good jobs report. Now, is it a one-timer? Is it a one-off number? Right? One data point a trend does not make. So, I'd like to see some other evidence. One thing that I think about right away is the Baltic Dry Index, and I haven't seen a good number out of the Baltic Dry Index. So it's interesting. Why was it so good? Some people might say seasonality, but it's adjusted for that. So let's keep an eye on it. Some green shoots. So then I threw down this usually not very important number here out of Japan, September machine orders. And it went up. They were expecting 3. It went to 7.5%. Now, is that a big deal? Usually not. But why are factories in Japan buying new machines if they're not getting new orders? Would you, let's say you're in charge of a factory. and you haven't been doing much over the last 5 or 6 years, and then you wake up one day and you're like, yeah, I think I'm going to upgrade the machines. Yeah, James says maybe interest rates will rise in the future, and that'll make it more expensive, so you do it now. But still, look, if you're only at like 60% capacity, you're not going to like invest into more efficiency, right? So I don't know. Maybe it's another green shoot. I don't know. I just like, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but interesting. Okay, that could be a good thing. Okay, it's like the canary in the coal mine. Like, what if they are getting new orders, or they're talking to customers, and the customers are talking about thinking about placing orders? Remember, I read about a guy that tracked suet prices. Now, suet is rendered fat. Now, your grandma might have made like bird feeders out of this stuff, like out of bacon fat, and then you roll seeds into it. Okay, that's fine. It's basically Crisco or lard, if you will, right? Well, it's also a key ingredient in soap. So this trader, this investor, was tracking industrial suet prices, because if demand for suet increased dramatically, then there's an increased demand for soap, like industrial quality soap. And if there's a demand for industrial soap, factories are cleaning their machines. And if they're cleaning their machines, it's because they're retooling for new orders. And if they're getting new orders, by the time the new orders data is reported publicly, much of the alpha, his ability to outsmart the market, is gone. So instead of waiting for new orders, which is usually backlooking anyways, he might be 6 months ahead. He might already be investing into the companies that he wants to invest into 6 months before it becomes public knowledge that these new orders are being placed. And he's already in. How cool is that? Because of the increased demand for industrial soap for retooling factories. Well, that makes sense. Yeah. So you add suet prices to the migration of African elephants, and you got yourself a hedge fund. Also read about a hedge fund that was renting Russian spy satellites to fly over places like the Ukraine. No, this is before their war. But that way they could actually look down onto Earth and see how much wheat was planted, because the numbers of the government were not reliable. Apparently, they would just rent you the space. You're like, yeah, I want live data over the fields of the Ukraine, and they're like, yeah, that'll be $10,000. All right, not a problem. Here's $10,000. They weren't using the spy satellite anyways, right? Now they are, I suppose. So, anyways, interesting stuff, right? Got to stay alert. All right, Draghi's still dovish in his testimony. Great. Keeps the door open for more measures. Great. Remember yesterday he was talking about potentially accepting or potentially buying muni bonds? Say what? So he's really trying to drive down the curve. Yeah. Hey, that would be fun, eh, James? Look, if I was a billionaire and the government said, hey, it'll cost you $100,000, but we'll take you for a ride on an SR-71. Y'all, probably even $1 million. Yeah, sure, let's go. I'd go for it. 3 times the speed of sound at 80,000 feet. An SR-71 flew from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C. in 1 hour and 7 minutes. I know it's weird. I know all these facts at the tip of my tongue, but, you know, I am what I am. All right. Germany CPI, 0.0. Yay, good job. 0.3 year over year. Yeah. Das is good. I like how we even call it CPI. Hey, man, inflation in France, 0.1%. Okay, now this is the funniest thing ever. Does anyone here actually believe the government is so good at gathering statistics that they notice the difference between 0.1 and 0.0? Like they're that good, right? What are they doing? Rounding up to 0.1? Yeah, non-farm payrolls was a great example of that. They'd come out and they're like, 279,000. And we'd say, holy smokes, that's amazing. And then the next month they'd come out and they're like, nah, we got to revise that down by 50,000. You're like, but that's like a huge percentage. Yeah, well, we were wrong. So, they might revise it down by 20%, but they're going to report 0.1, so whatever. And I like this index, right? France, 0.1, but if you strip out tobacco sales, boom! The numbers don't even match up. So anyways, Eurozone industrial production, wah, wah, wah. Wow, huh? Month over month, factories are slowing down in Europe. Does that mean the Santa's elves are working overtime? So I don't think that gets reported here, industrial production, right? But it's up year over year. All right. That seems a little confusing, right? It's down month over month, but it's up year over year. That sounds like French government work to me. And then Greece, unemployment rate below 25%. Good job. Nikolai is working again. Good job. Holy smokes, huh? Much better than expected. Only 24.6% unemployed. Holy smokes. Has anyone gone on vacation in Greece in the last year or two? Yeah, totally. Hey, Jimmy? Every year? Is the service amazing? Like, is the waiter at the restaurant or the bellboy at the hotel, are they just so unbelievably grateful for their job that you're getting white glove service at every turn? Are they? Good. Good. Right on. That's how it's supposed to work. Remember, Greece should have devalued their currency, but they couldn't. Interesting, huh? All right. And as you guys know, this week I'm hosting a special live Forex trading room for clients of TradersWay.com. Right after this session, I zip over to TradersWay.com/webinar/special. To get in, you have to have a demo account or a live account. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Just open up a demo account or a live account. Takes less than a minute. Boom. So it starts at 9. We trade the stock market open at 9:30. I think I had it open, 2 hours yesterday? You know what I mean? So why don't you swing on by? We'd be happy to have you there. Okay, so just go to TradersWay.com, open up a demo account. Make sure you got that link in there. Cool, huh? Beep. All right, here's the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. All right, so what's the plan, Stan? Well, we have 2 plans in place, contingency plans, right? I'll go back up. If there was a giant retracement, we'd sell off of here. Could happen, does happen. And a more likely retracement is this area here. And we had like a little 382. So far that's holding. Okay. Nice, huh? And as you can see, I'm still in it from this little retracement that we had here. The drop, the retracement, we sold it. This is where James is like, James, why don't you hold it so we can see it? All right, James. Boom. So now we're there. Let's see, 285, 286 pips. Boom. So we'll see where it goes now. As long as it's below this purple area, you know, we're still pretty happy. Now notice that there's no moving averages, there's no oscillator, and this goes back to a previous session several weeks ago now, that you don't need all these indicators that I use. You don't need all these things. What I wanted you to do is simplify your analysis and then find out what you're missing when you're doing your analysis. If you're used to moving averages, do you really need them? If you're used to MACD, do you really need MACD? You know, what about the stochastics? Are you missing that? Can you get by without it? What about pivot points? You know, and you find out what you really need. And simplify, simplify, simplify. So you can see that nothing's changed here in a long time. And that the first sell was at this level of resistance, which we have a little arrowed. And that's way up there at 115. So, you know, if we had held that trade, we're looking at 800 pips right now. And yeah, cool. It's just this is just a small fun account, Felipe. This is just my coaching account. So, you know, it's only a few $1,000. Might as well just let it run. Right? Nothing fundamentally has changed, has it? Yeah, James, I think it was, maybe it wasn't the hold issue. I think you're like, why don't you take a trade in class and so we could see it and how you do it? So I did. That was the one you asked for. You asked, I provided. But, you know, we could have easily held this one, but, you know, this one we did as well. I mean, day after day after day, right? So, all right, so anyways, that's Euro. Seems like things are still going that way. Okay. Look at yesterday's low, eh? Let's back out a little more. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine. Oh, yeah, okay, off of here. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, 50%. Double bottom at a 50%. What kind of patterns are we looking for, guys? I feel fine. Well, if you're a bull in a bearish market, you're waiting for a reversal pattern, right? Okay. Okay, as soon as it does this kind of thing, you might be a bull, but that's not bullish. So you got to sit and wait. Okay, if you're a bear, that's your sell zone. Somewhere in there. Falls, great. Falls to the 50%, and whoop, That's not supposed to happen if you're a bear. If you sold here, you're knocked out here, right? Well, Cream says it's a good place to sell now if you're a bear. It used to be, but that double bottom kills it, Kareem. Because if you sold here, right, let's say that 5-8 cross. Let's say that's where you sold. Okay? See, that's hard to see, right? Let's change the color. We'll do it black. Okay? If you sold in here, that's a good bearish trade. I'd do that all day, every day if I was a bear. Honestly, just boom, straight, easy, right? Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Do that all day. But this kills it. Because a bear was expecting a lower low. That's why they sold there. There's no lower low. There's a double bottom. That's what a bull's looking for. So you might be a bear, but you should have been a bear here. I don't know. This is not a good place to be a bear. But anyways, what I'm thinking might develop, we don't know yet, of course, but if you participate, you might be able to help it. I'm expecting perhaps a higher high, lower low. Okay. Okay. If we can get higher than that, then we'll parallel that out to like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to draw here. Let me do this differently. If the end of the world as we know it, then I feel fine. All right, let's say price goes up there. Okay. I think it would be lovely if we got like a little pullback of some sort. And that would be the buy. Okay. So there's two places a bull would enter that would be proper. One sort of in here, one in here. Okay. Tim says, yeah. I suppose everything's relative, right, Tim? Oh, that's something I bought. The question is, what indicator do I use that automatically does fibs? And I don't remember what it's called. I have, you know what? It's probably there. Hang on. If I go indicator list, is it even on this chart? It's not even on. Oh, yeah. Pivot fibs. Okay, now let me open that. Probably says who does it. Shimodax owns the copyright to that. It's not called Pivots Fibs. I changed the name for some reason. But Shimodax. Okay. Google him and check it out. Pay some money. Pay the guy for his time. So anyways, that's what I'm stinking. If I was a bull, that would put me long in this situation where we had a big move, 50% retracement, then, you know, double bottom, higher high scenario. work our way up north to $1.25. How does that make you feel emotionally? I would like that very much, Mr. Wayne. You guys trading in the Turkish lira? Maybe we should change this, huh? What should we do? Beast, maybe? Should we be concerned? Absolutely, you should. Yeah, if you're looking at the daily, we hit the daily 21. Is that what you see? If you're looking at pound dollar? Yeah, I think there's a lot of pause for concern in here, huh? I think the people that traded down here on this double bottom, remember what I just taught you, double bottom, then the big move, and then the pullback. So let's say you're long here. You're long at 81 or 82, and now we're tickling 87, and it's clear resistance. Do you take your 500 pips profit? And that's what creates the range. Interesting, huh? So Nick, you're going to put your stop where? Down here at 84. So you're going to put your stop 300 pips away. Lock in two. Risk 300 to lock in two. Right. So my point is, if it's obvious resistance a blind man can see, maybe you take your profit. What do you care? You can get in again. Or if you are up 500 pips, you decide that you're never going to get out. Okay, you're either going to be in this trade for 5 years or you're going to get knocked out at break even. Okay. Sometimes I like that. Sometimes I like that idea a lot. There were some yen trades a few years ago, and I told the people that got into it, I said, put it in your will and give it to your grandchildren. And it would have been stuff like down here. It may not have been the pound yen, but I definitely remember talking about it with people. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, never get out. Never. That we're at a generational low. Could you imagine if you're in a trade for like 15 years? I mean, imagine Australia. Interest rates are at 2%. Maybe we're nearing a bottom. We've been at 70 for a long time on US, Aussie dollar versus US dollar. But at some point, they're going to raise interest rates and keep raising interest rates, and they'll go back to 6% or higher. And you could just be up thousands of pips, and they keep raising interest rates, and your investment keeps appreciating in valuation. Plus, you get more and more interest rate payments, and you just every day collect interest rate payments. Yeah. So, but I did tell people that when you get out wine, never. Okay, here's gold. Does that look bullish to you or bearish to you? Yep. Beautiful. The last time I discussed a serious trade setup on gold, it was a short at 1382. That's a long time ago. 1-3. So a short in here somewhere. That's like 2 years ago. And then I said, you know what? We're just going to get caught in a tug of war, and the market's no longer fundamental or even technical. It's just emotional. So that's it. Sell it at 1382, and then I said it should be less than 1,000, but we're going to get caught up near 1,100 because no one wants it. A lot of people don't want it to break 1,000. So that's it. So once it gets pure emotional, I stop trading. Now, like I said, Rick, if things pull together, I don't see why it can't be 650. We might only be halfway down. Yeah, exactly, Joseph. Could be. We'll find out. All right, so anyways, we're breaking the 44 on oil. So you've been selling CAD all night, right? Are you selling Noki? Right on, Sebastian. Are you from that part of the world? Norway. Nice people. My wife was backpacking in Norway through the mountains, and she says, it's awesome. You can pick up your cell phone and you got perfect reception. Can't get that in our neighborhood. America, greatest country in the world. All right. Yeah, I personally haven't been to Norway, but I've been to Sweden and Finland, Denmark. So nice moves, huh? Look at just the stuff. It's just loufle. So remember, I was teaching you this, I don't know, this was a few days ago, right? I said, look, you drag it across, it makes a lower low, you sell the lower high, that's your new sell zoning. Makes new lower low, you take the old low, drag it across, it's your new sell zoning. Makes new lower low, drag it across, this is your new sell zoning. Let's see if this continues. Makes a new lower low, drag this across, that's your new sell zoning. Makes a new lower low. All right, take this, oh, come on. Drag this across, new sell zoning, right? What's the big deal? No, Tim, it's not that it affects. It's if foreigners are going to buy oil, okay, from Norway, the the price in oil is going to affect the exchange rate, how much foreign currency is required. Okay, so it's that. It's the demand. So if oil prices are lower, then the amount of currency required for the financial transaction to purchase that asset will be smaller. Okay? So it's just less demand for the currency than before. Maybe look at it that way. Okay? It's just that because you need less. So anyways, there's how you trade oil. Pretty complicated stuff, huh? That's pure price action, guys. Pure price action. But we're in this major support area now, and there's no way you could make me sell it. There's just no way. I couldn't even think of it. It'd be like a nightmare. I'd wake up and sweat. No, don't sell it. What's on, Wayne? You're having a nightmare. Oh, they were going to make me sell it support. I couldn't do it. It was so scary. Yeah. I'd be covered in sweat selling at support. What a ridiculous thing to do. So this is where you take a walk. Yeah, I could fall to 40, but I'm not going to sell it here. So, like, this even makes me nervous, but if you had to do it, you have to do it. It makes me nervous because the bounce at 40 could easily be a reversal bounce, so I'm going to remove this. But if you were going to do something, that's how you do it. Just remind yourself, do you sell low or do you sell high? What kind of trader do you want to be? Right? So if you're going to sell high, is that high? No, that's low. So create an artificial high, like figure it out. The funny thing is you'll end up selling it at exactly the same price, so what's the difference? If I say don't sell it at 43 now, but then I say maybe next week sell it at 43, what's the difference? Risk. Thank you, Lewis. Very well said. Perfect answer. Because at least now I'm trading a continuation pattern, and the old support level is now resistance. And I'm not selling at support, I'm selling at resistance. Big difference. Same price, big difference. Cool. How can I help you? What would you like to talk about? Pig dog? All right. Seems like, see, when I covered pound yen and euro dollar, there shouldn't be a discussion about pound dollar. I've already covered it. Maybe not directly, but I've covered pound dollar and pound yen. So you have everything there. You have currency correlation, you have macroeconomics, you have a lot going on there. So it really shouldn't be a question. But sure, you're the boss. All right, so how am I doing so far based on this analysis? Remember, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. In the context of the bigger upper trend. Remember, we started aggressively selling here, got our lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then zooming in, we even did the macro lows and high, or micro, if you will, lowers and lower, higher highs and higher lows. It's pretty awesome, huh? You've just been doing this for months now. Nothing's changed. So now what? Okay. You could use that as a resistance area, or you could use this as a resistance area. Okay. So, okay. Now you have to believe in the US dollar. Okay. Now, let me take you on a trip in my favorite rocket ship. Flying through the skies. So this one went a little higher. I think we were talking, oh, yeah, double, oh, look, yeah. I thought it would double bottom first to get that high up there. And now the plan is for it to fall. How cool is that? What I wanted to show you is the daily. Boop. Okay. And we're selling off the 21. But you can see it's all been planned out before. We did this days ago, guys. Here's the sell zone. Here's the fib. I even thought it would double bottom for going up before you sold it. I mean, it's all done. That's why it's funny. That's why I'm like, you know, we've already talked about this. It's there. I talked about pound dollar, or I mean pound yen. I talked about euro dollar, the correlation, all that. It's all done. We've already done all of this. Several days ago, looks like last week. Cool. Now the question is, will it continue from here? I don't know. But if I was a bear, I'd sell a lower low, lower high, kick off the 21 with a roll reversal, 50% fib. Seems reasonable enough. Yeah, Bob, well, the thing is, it was 70% after NFP, right? It went from 32 to 70% after the non-farm payrolls. So that's interesting. So, yeah, so will this hold, guys? You know, I don't know. I don't know. But the 21 is below the 55. That makes me pretty bearish. It made a lower low. That makes me pretty bearish. I mean, we've been making a series of lower highs, lower lows, lower highs and lower lows, and lower highs and lower lows. Maybe it makes a lower high. I don't know. Maybe. Right? Look, this is what's happened since August. Lower high, lower low. See, that fell for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trading days in a row. That's 2 weeks. Every day it fell. Okay. Then it made a lower high. And then for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For 2 more weeks, it fell again. Look at the oscillator. Easy. Rose up. Made another lower high. I know it only fell for 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one only fell for 8 days. Made a little hiccup. Then we got the news. so on and so forth. So maybe it might continue down from here, right? And that's what it comes down to. It might. It could. It definitely has the potential, but you want to sell it as high as possible, right? Does this oscillator worry me? Yes, it does. Because I like to sell oscillators like this. I like to sell oscillators like this. I like to sell oscillators like this. But, okay, it may be oversold because everybody's selling it. Okay. Now, what does an oscillator actually tell you? An oscillator, so look at this here. This is telling me that candlesticks are having troubles making lower low. Wow, I said that completely. This is telling us that the candlesticks are having trouble making lower lows. Okay? Because as it's falling, what it's showing us is we're making lower lows relative to the previous candles. Okay? Okay, lower lows relative to the previous three candles. Then all of a sudden it stops. 5-8 crosses up. And candles are making higher highs, 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 higher highs. No higher high, no higher high, lower low, oh snap. Okay? That's all these things are telling us. So it could just stay oversold if it fell here. Remember, price isn't going to fall because of the oscillator. The oscillator is just measuring higher highs and higher lows relative to the few previous candles. That's all it's doing. So if it does continue down now, this oscillator will simply stay oversold. Okay? Why? Because everybody's selling it. And you're like, you're trying to buy it. Well, what's the problem with that? Why wouldn't you want to buy some of these when they're 95, 96? This one is 94, right? 94.6% oversold. Why would you not want to buy that? Because the market's in the context of a bearish trend. So you should sell it high, not sell it low. Or I mean, not buy it low, because it's a falling market, so you should sell it high. You shouldn't buy it low, it's a falling market. You should sell it high. So now it's way oversold again. Should you be buying it? No. You're like, oh, but I'm supposed to buy and sell oscillator crosses. No, 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 no. It's not how you use an oscillator. You don't, sell that and buy this and sell this and buy that and sell this and buy this and sell this. And that's stupid. It's not how you use an oscillator. What does an oscillator tell you? Overbought and oversold conditions. Okay, so if you're a bear, where do you sell? Do you sell oscillator crosses when they're high? No. You sell at resistance. And then if price is at resistance and the oscillator is overbought wanting to fall, then you can sell. But without the support and resistance, it's just a dumb idea. And without the trend, it's just a very, very dumb idea. Well, it just tells you overbought and oversold conditions. That's all. I mean, remember, it's just telling you whether price is making higher highs or lower lows relative to the few candles near it. That's all it's telling you. It's certainly not telling you to buy and sell and transfer wealth from your bank account to somebody else's bank account. This thing, for example, could stay oversold for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And if you were buying it because it's oversold, well, that's just dumb, right? Of course it's oversold. Everybody's selling it except you. So make a decision. Are you a bull or a bear? And if you're a bear, you sell it high at resistance, ideally when it's overbought. Right? Let's see. That used to be resistance. Oh, snap. This used to be resistance. Oh, snap. Right? Look at, oh, snap. If we're lucky, this plays out. And it should make a lower low. It may not, but it should. Does this oscillator bother me? Yes, I'd much rather it be higher, but it could just stay oversold for a very, very long time. Okay. Like here, look at how long this was oversold. Looked like it'd been oversold for a while. Look how it never became overbought. The only time it was overbought, pa-chow! Okay. And then what happened? Higher, high, higher, low. Market, changed direction, consolidated, and rolled over. But we already had that planned out on the other chart. It looks like this. Okay. Can you imagine the people buying this pound dollar on the way down because it's oversold because the oscillator said it wants to rise? Can you imagine someone buying that? Someone buying that? Somebody buying that? Just a terrible idea. Plenty of people did. Yeah, what a terrible idea. Oh, but the stochastics, Wayne, the stochastics. Uh-huh. The price action what should work, right? Lower low, lower high, sell it. 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 Stupido. Okay. We got news coming out? Nothing major, right? Some CAD housing data? Weekly jobless claims? Nah, none of that's important, is it? I guess the Canadian housing number, because the data was getting pretty bad there for a while. But like if it came out bad, would that be new news for us? You know what I mean? Like none of that is that big of a deal, but I'll cover it. How about that?
2% month to month, 1.3% year over year.
This is TradeTheNews.com. This beautiful CAD setup that we have. Look at that. Beautiful. I think we have this going up to like 150 or something. Oh, come on, empty for it. There we go.
Get the weekly initial jobless claims and Canada new housing price index in just a few seconds.
I'm so excited! Baltic Dry Index below 600. Oh!
76,000, a little above the 270,000 expected. Continuing claims 2.17 million above the 2.16 million expectation, probably by slightly higher. New house price index in Canada 0.1% month on month is 1/10 lower than expected. Year over year is in line at 1.3%.
All right, no change on the dollar index. Yeah, all as expected. No real change on anything. Beautiful trade setup, huh? Look at that. That's real pretty. I have it coming down to the weekly central pivot point and then rising back up. We missed the weekly central pivot point by just a handful of pips. Yeah, look at that, huh? Less than 10 pips. Cool, man. So I have it set up like an inverse head and shoulders. Of course, we didn't quite get that, but support is support, I suppose. So I'll tell you what, it's 8:30 in the morning. We covered a lot of pairs. Let me stretch. Hang on. Sitting in my chair too much. Holy smokes. All right. Tell you what. Let's move over to the other trading room. So I've opened up a live trading room completely free. Absolutely, totally free for clients of TradersWay.com. Even if it's a demo account, just open up a demo account. Go to TradersWay.com, open a demo account. Take you less than a minute, I swear to you. And then click on this link, po.tradersway.com/webinar/special. So once you log into your PO, you'll be in the po.tradersway.com. So just go to webinar/special, and you're in. So you can log in now. I'll set it all up, but I won't take the mic until 9 o'clock in the morning. So I'll just take a quick break. You know, it's union rules. TradersWay is a very fair company. They don't work me to death. So we'll start at 9. Maybe we'll look for a front run into the equity open, and then I'll actually cover the open of the trading pit. We'll actually listen to the trading pit. Okay. Felipe says post the login link. It's right there. That's it. You're looking at it. PO, right? .tradersway.com/special. But if you're allergic to typing, I will type it for you. Mine throws in a little redirect, but because I'm not logged in yet. All right, so what it'll ask you to do is to log in, and then it'll redirect you to that. Cool. So I'll see you over there. Remember, it's absolutely totally free. Come on by. Yesterday I was in the room for 2 hours, man. Just you and me and TradersWay. See you over there, guys. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average.